Hello, my name is Gemma Zoe Smith, and I'm the founder of the Education Hotel. I'm also one of the tutors who will be teaching your child this summer, working specifically with them on exam technique for 11 plus. You're probably watching this video because you're interested in our 3-week bootcamp. You want to work out if it's right for your child and what it involves. Over the next few minutes, I'll explain the program that we follow on the bootcamp and why we know it's effective. If you've got any questions, please either book a call with me or drop a message via email. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Firstly, a little bit about me. I've been a tutor for over 10 years, and I focus specifically on getting students into top independent and grammar schools. I went to a grammar school myself, and I loved it. I understand why it's important for families to be making this journey. I'm also a qualified teacher. I've attended Oxford University 3 times. I admin several 11 plus Facebook groups, but now I only work with a handful of students a year one-to-one. So the only way to work with me is to work through this bootcamp. As for the Education Hotel, we've been running courses for over 5 years, and we have hundreds of students in top 11 plus schools. We know that you're in safe hands because all of the tutors are hand chosen by myself, and they're chosen because of their track record in 11 plus too. They're top 11 plus tutors, just like me. They're very experienced in teaching the 11 plus exam, both for the Education Hotel and independently. They know what the exams look like. They know how to get the top marks. And again, they've helped hundreds of students to secure those top places. We know that we've trained them, and we make sure that they are competent to work with our system, with our materials, with our resources, and also to be able to share that with your child. They're also super friendly, they're kind, they're polite, and they make sure that they give effective feedback, because at this stage, your child really needs to know what they need to focus on and how to do it in order to see that jump from really kind of a 10 to 15%, which is what we aim for in the bootcamp. So a 10 to 15% increase. Anyway, that's enough about what we do. And to tell you a little bit more about the course, our summer bootcamp, it focuses on math and on English. Those subjects are at the core of the 11 plus syllabus, and we cover them in 2-hour sessions from Monday through to Thursday for 3 weeks. But exams, they're not just about knowing the knowledge. So Fridays, they're dedicated to mock exams and exam technique. The mock exams that we provide are uniquely written for the bootcamp, so you won't come across them anywhere else. So lots of different timing techniques, pointing out where they've rushed, pointing out where maybe they haven't written down the working clear enough, and really making sure we go down in that nitty gritty, because as I said, we're looking at that 15% increase, and that is really where the marks sit. So there's 5 main parts to our summer bootcamp program. The first is memory. You've got English, you've got math. In some cases, they've got nonverbal, verbal, creative writing. They've got a lot to remember, and it can be quite overwhelming for a child to remember how to tackle every single question. So 3 weeks, we help them to memorize that key knowledge, but also the way that the questions are asked. Number 2 is being able to break the question down. So your child might struggle with something like worded problems in math or nets in nonverbal reasoning. We help children to break down that problem into simple, repeatable steps that work every single time. Now, I mentioned before that we look at how to speed up working, but in our subject focuses, we don't teach tricks. The reason for that is that a child can't check if they followed a trick. They can't tell if their answer is wildly out or correct. And so what we do is we teach them how to break that question down, how to understand how to check their answers in a different way than redoing the question. And that means that they are accurate as well as quick. So although some of them might be presented as tricks, they're not how to solve this in 2 seconds, because ultimately your child won't know whether they've solved it correct in those few seconds. They need to be able to know how to check it as well. The third thing that we focus on in our program is confidence. So lots of children have high levels of anxiety around the 11 plus exams. For many, it's their first formal exam. They've been preparing for a really long time. It means a lot. And that anxiety can lead to them being disengaged, but it can also lead to them becoming withdrawn, maybe not scoring so well. You might have seen that you've been doing practice papers and their scores have been increasing, and then they might start to plateau or even start to decrease. We want to teach children that they can tackle any exam question that the 11 plus throws at them, and they can come out of that exam proud with their performance and with their head held high. The fourth thing that we teach is how to check that work. We aim for speed and accuracy. The 11 plus exams, they're really time pressured. Some of the super selectives are incredibly time pressured, and lots of children struggle to check their work. Mostly they just look at the answer and see that they have written an answer and then move on. And this means that they score lower than their true ability. It's what we will call a silly mistake. But actually, if we can support children to learn how to check their work beyond simply looking for a written answer, then we can improve those mistakes and we can see that grade increase. And then the fifth thing that we do is past paper practice. But there's no point doing past paper practice if your child doesn't understand their own mistakes. So that's where I come in, teaching children to recognize where they make mistakes, to categorize their mistakes, to reflect on their mistakes. And then next time they see that type of question in an exam, to remember, this is the type of question that I usually go in the wrong direction, or that I typically struggle with. So I know that I need to slow down, or I know that I have to follow the steps that Gemma's given me. So what's included in the summer bootcamp? Well, every day it's a 2-hour class. If you miss the class, there's a recording. So we've got that ready for you. You do not need to miss anything out. The topics, they're generally set, but if there's a specific request, either from a child or a parent, or indeed, if in the mock exam, your child struggles with something, we will try and adapt that course to make sure that it really is useful for them, it is specific for them. We give homework every single day. So that homework is there just to help them to practice. It's not very long, but it is something that we recommend doing, and we do really ask to be done. It's every single day. End of the course, there's a report, and that report suggests areas that your child might need to improve on, or things that you might be able to do as a parent with those last couple of weeks of preparation. We also provide a help tip on how to manage the week of the exam, so tips, resources, and as I said, 3 weeks means 3 mock exams that are written in-house, never seen those questions before. So hopefully this has helped you to understand a bit more about the 3-week bootcamp. It is worth saying that to be considering this bootcamp, you do need your child to be in year 5. If they're not, we run 1-week courses which are more appropriate. If you've got any questions, you'd like to speak with me directly, please do drop me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We'll put a call in the diary and I'll give you a call. Anyway, that's time from me, and thanks ever so much. And I really hope to speak with you, and I really hope to see your child on our course. I'm really looking forward to doing them. Thanks ever so much. Bye bye.